Okay guys, I am back and I have been working on mass making ephemera folios. And I'm not sure exactly when you'll see this video, so I'm going to keep my stuff kind of generic. So yeah, I've been working on that and I will have about 19, I think, to put in the shop. So then I got to thinking, I have a ton of these little offshoots of things, and I've seen people using these stamp booklets, and I thought, well, you know, I don't want to waste, obviously, right? So let's see if I can create one that's kind of simple and just like to the point. So I've done a couple of things. I haven't done this one yet, which we will. So this might actually turn into like a little mini series. I haven't used the 8x8 yet, but I thought maybe we could. So then I have been using this, and I truthfully, guys, I have no idea where, like, I know where I bought it, but I don't know if you can even still get it. It's a Prima pad, and it's the Midnight Garden, and it says 2019 Prima Marketing. I got mine at my local brick and mortar store. She had 2 left, and I might go get the other one, cause she's closing. And so if she still has it, I might go ahead and get it, but it's got all kinds of just cool, flowers and feathers, and it's just a neat little pack. Like I said, I have no idea. The only thing is though, guys, it's 8.27 inches by 11 and, 11.69 inches. So it's not 8.5 by 11. So it's a little bit shorter and a little bit longer. And I actually think that this is more of like a European type size, I think. I don't know. My European friends, please correct me if I'm wrong. And then I also want to give you an update to the ephemera folios from the video I made a couple weeks ago. Normally, I had been making them with like a little bit heavier cardstock, usually cream. But since I was mass making them, I needed to buy more in bulk. So I went to my local Office Depot and I found this. It is Astro Bright's cardstock, but if you notice here, it's heavy. And it works gorgeous for these. It puts in, let me show you it. And I'll show you the differences here. Okay, so you still have a little bit of warping from your glue, right? I mean, that's gonna happen pretty much anything you use. But look at how thick these papers are. It's not gonna bend, it's not gonna fold. Not that the other ones really did, but let me show you one that doesn't have that. That might be difficult. Okay, so and this is cream. And I think structurally you'll still be fine if you're using regular stuff, but if you plan to make a bunch of these, see, these warp just a little bit more than the other ones. They're still sturdy. They're still like the same thing, but I think longevity, like 5 years down the road, 10 years down the road, if all the glue lasts and everything like that, I think it'll just hold up a little bit better, maybe. I don't know. Again, it's just trial and error, you know, as we find better things to use. Yeah. So anyways, what I was thinking and what I've done so far is you'll need something to cut with. And I think this would be just fine if you want to adjust your measurements for an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. I'm just using what I have and what, I just love this color pack. I think it's gorgeous. So I just cut off the tab and then I'm done with this for a minute. Because I want to cut my papers. Actually, I'm trying to decide how to step by step this for you. Okay, let's move the cutter, and we'll go ahead and store this so that we're kind of keeping like with like. Okay, so mountains and valleys, right? Okay, so I'm going to score at 4 1/8. So right in the middle. I'm going to flip it and I'm going to do at 8, okay? So very similar to the ephemera folios. Okay, so we have a pocket. And then we're going to cut. Okay, wait, let me go back. Okay, so I'm on the fold. And here's our score, right? Have it like fold it all the way back out and then fold it in half. Okay. And I'm going to take this right here, right at the bend here. And I'm just going to cut a V up like that. So then when I open it back up, we have this, okay? Okay, so now actually, let's just glue while we're here. And I'm just gluing the outside to form a pocket. And you could, the other variation I see in my mind now, you could leave that without cutting the V. You could just cut the score mark, and then you could make like a little divot here, like a little thumb hole. That would look cute. I think that would look way cute. And maybe we'll do that when we do the other 8x8 pads, because we won't be able to make it the same way. Okay, so for now, we're done with the scoreboard. And you don't have to have a scoreboard. Ruler, excuse me, and folding over would work just fine. Okay? All right, so we're going to set that aside. And then we're going to bring the cutter back in. And I played around with sizes a little bit because we don't want it, you know, it's just like putting in a signature. We don't want to have too much overhang and we don't want to waste too much, that sort of thing. So what I come up with that works the best and to keep it pretty easy for me to tell you is, and I'm not even sure this is going to pick it up in the camera, but I am going to cut this at 7 1/4 by 7 1/4. Okay. And then you save these, right? Because we can use those somewhere else. We can use them as tags or something. Okay. Then you're going to turn your paper and cut again at 7 3/4. So we're making it 7 3/4 by 7 3/4 square. Okay. Okay. Now I am going to have to let you talk amongst yourself for a second because I did forget my other little mini cutter. And like I said, I have been saving all my off scraps, so these will be what we're using and cutting down, okay? I'm going to set those aside for a second though because, yeah, too much. So at this point, it doesn't matter in which way you fold these. Just like fold them in half. Okay. And you know what? My desk is pretty messy because I've been gluing so much. So sorry, guys. I'm getting ready to, I'm not too overly concerned about this top mat anymore because I'm getting ready to change it out. Okay, so then we just stack it in like so. And then it should fit just about right. Yep, perfect. So 7 3/4 and 7 3/4. Okay, before we do that, this part I have not done yet, and we're going to have to work together on it. So just take one for now, set the others aside. Now let's measure this. Okay, so it ends up being 3 7/8. One thing that I have found that has been happening is that was the other thing I was going to tell you. Sorry to, I'll do that in like later. Sorry, I keep jumping around. It's just things, I'm going to write that down to show you what I've done now as like an update on the folios. Updates on vellum. On how I've been cutting it to maximize what I'm getting out of it. Just in case you guys want to mass make them. Okay, so we're going to want, I know this is like high-tech measuring, right? I think I'm going to cut them at 3.5, okay? And you can, I haven't done it with this little cutter. And if you noticed before, I did 3 at a time on my big cutter. And I don't know that this is going to do 3. Oh, it did. Look at that. Okay, now save these. Because if you guys watch Wendy at Wendy's Journal Adventure, she's been doing all kinds of vellum tabs. So that's something that I want to try. Okay. What did I do? 3.5, right? Okay, so we're going to cut a bunch of these little ones here because we'll need them. So you're going to kind of do the same concept as that we did with the folio and glue them down. And I'll do one with you guys, and then we'll kind of, I'll turn off the video, and then I will come back when it's time to like sew everything in and whatnot, okay? Okay. All right, let's see what we got there so far. Okay, so, and again, I glue, I don't sew. It is completely your preference. I have not had good luck with gluing or sewing them. And it can be operator error. I will admit that. But when it's punching holes in it, it rips easier on me. So I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if I'm not using exactly the right needle or whatever. Okay. And that is another thing that I wanted to kind of update too. Is if when you're doing these, go from top to bottom. And using a paper towel, I think I used my bone folder last time, and it worked good. It does work good, but then you're having to wipe off glue all the time. And that's not so fun. So, and then if you notice, I only did three sheets to this one, because I think these will get way full way fast. And honestly, guys, this is my first time making this particular one. So, yeah, we're learning together on these. Okay, so it looks like about 4 of them fit on each page. So then what you'll do, and this is how I do it, and this is how I can do it quickly, is I open it up, and then I put my 4 here, and then I moved the inside here. Well, I mean, we could do them together here. I just don't want these videos to get so crazy long that you're like, okay, come on, get done with it. Get to the point already. And I guess we should test it out, huh? Like, actually put some stamps in there. And I don't know if I have any stamps really handy. Because, like I said, I kind of moved everything off the desk so I could do these mass folios. And so far, these particular ones are always going to, or not always, sorry, are going to be made out of the blue fern papers, and they will probably be the last of their kind from me. Obviously, you can probably get them anywhere. like the Prima, or not Prima, Blue Fern Studio papers offline. But when I make them in the future, they will be out of like other papers, because I won't be able to get the Blue Fern Studio paper locally. And I might do like 1 or 2 occasionally if I can find like the newer series. But yeah, so these ones will be, oh, it looks like I'm going to need to cut a few more. And you know what I got to thinking just now? If you had bigger scraps, you could make a bigger pocket down at the bottom of the pages if you want. It's kind of, keep in mind, you need to like see what works best for you. These are just like ideas, you know? And you might find that, you know what, having them a little bit longer might work better for you. What I kind of, I don't want to say I used to, well, yeah, I did. I mean, I kind of just guessed a little bit on the measurements. And so from one paper to the next, you know, because I wasn't really measuring. And when you mass make, you need to be able to cut a bunch at a time. So I went ahead and figured out all my measurements for like a mass production of them. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and let you go so you kind of get the gist of what I'm doing. And let's try, like I said, I don't think I have any stamps handy. Because like I said, I think the only thing I have handy is my book I already use. So let's see if we can find something. Well, that should work. That's a book page. So yeah, they would just work for little tiny stamps or little tiny ephemera, like little flowers, or I guess, I mean, at that point you could put just about anything you wanted in it. I mean, you could even probably put like a little bit bigger ones in there if you didn't want them to, like, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Like sink down in some of the pockets. Let's see if I have some tinier stuff in here. I think I have some of, well, like, okay, so these were the mushrooms that I cut out from, okay, so first off, it's Amy at Crafty Cat's kit, and I apologize, right at the moment I can't think of the kit, but I printed these out, like some of them at 5x7, and then some at like wallet size, I think, to make them smaller. So yeah, these really tiny pieces would work brilliant in these. And like I was gonna try to grab out one of the smaller ones, but like here's a little tiny Tina flower. Yeah, those would work great in there. And you could even make your pockets just a little bit shorter too. All right, guys, I will be right back once I get all of these glued in, and then we'll finish up that. And then I think the next video is going to be using an 8x8 instead of the taller paper. So yeah, I will be back in a few minutes. Bye, guys. Hey, guys, I am back to finish this up. And I am standing now because my hips cannot stand the chair anymore today. So I don't know if I showed you guys this yet or not. This is the, stuff that I've been telling you about that I get at, Walmart. It's natural hemp cord number 20. And I'm going to use that. I use it periodically. For the ephemera folders, I use the twine, or cotton string. I think it holds up, and because you're in and out of it, I think it'll hold it. I've not had an issue with it, but I don't know. All right, so I went ahead and finished up gluing up all of our pockets here. And I think I said before, you really could make these pockets like bigger ones at the bottom. You're going to kind of have to just figure out what you need. You know, if you only do a little bit at a time, and you purchase kits, and you don't have like a ton of like different kits, one of these would probably be ideal for you. And I hope I'm not talking too loud because I'm standing, so I'm right by the microphone. But anyways, these might be ideal for you. And like I said, customize them exactly to your needs. Okay, so I'm going to eyeball these. Kind of go in the center, poke my hole here. I think I've heard so many people say that they get a kick out of watching me bind stuff on camera. It doesn't really bother me. Sometimes I get frustrated because they're not going through right away. But yeah, it doesn't. I'm one of those girls that you're going to get mistakes and all. So if you don't want to watch mistakes, then probably at the wrong channel. Because I think we all go through those periods where like today, my hands are really swollen. So this might actually take me a little bit, a few times. And then also, if you're on a budget, don't cut your strings ahead of time. And by that, I mean, don't snip off the length you think you need. I used to do that and measure it, 3 times and all that. But I found that I was wasting a ton of stuff. And I think it's just wasteful. Oh, shoot. That's all right. Okay, so what I was going to do, and I'll show you that in a minute. And you could bind these before you put in the thing here. And I was just double checking to make sure I got my pocket. Yeah, okay. Because, nothing sucks worse than sewing in your signature upside down, right? Anyways, what I was saying is that I have wasted so much thread by measuring it out my old way. And so, yeah. So now I don't even cut it. I just keep, I pull enough off the thing to where I'm not getting interfered with it. Yeah, like my fingers just aren't working today. So we're going to pull out the rusty pliers and get it up through there. Maybe. Oh, I'm telling you. It's from binding so many of those. Like I did, I had 3 that were requested like way before. And so now what I'm going to do is I don't have enough, I don't feel like, to bind. So I'm just pulling some back through. You don't want to just rip through there because that will leave you with ripped pages here. So tight, make sure on both sides that you're tight. And I will say this, with the hemp, you do have to check it several times just to make sure you've gotten it. But yeah, oh, what I was saying, I've done now in the last few hours, I've done 5 this morning. And I did 6 yesterday. So, yeah, my fingers are a little tired. Yeah, so I'm not actually losing that much string, about a 1/2 inch. Now, instead of losing like 9 or 10 inches at a time, and I've saved them all, and I can use them on really small projects, but I'd rather not do that if I can help it. Okay, so now what I was going to do, what I said, oh shoot about, is I was actually going to glue my sari silk on first and then poke my holes, and I totally forgot. So let's do that. And this might be a little long, but that'll be all right. Okay, so I'm going to use this, and I did thin it out with a little bit of acetone nail polish remover. And it works. It does thin it out. It takes a while to get it all mixed up. I'm going to tell you that I don't really like it after it's been thinned out, and maybe it's the nail polish remover. Maybe I did it wrong. Yeah, that's just what I used. I don't particularly, like it dries faster than it normally does. So that's one thing that I did learn. You want to be careful of that. It does set really fast. And I do like that portion of it. It sets quicker like it does when it's on, like art glitter glue. So that's nice. And then we can just tie this. Yeah, it's way too long. So I'm going to have to cut some off. Okay. That's all right. We'll leave plenty of room for growth, and we'll put that in the scrap. Okay. So, yeah, there we go. There is our little stamp folio. Yep. And if you wait till everything's dry, then you don't have to worry about that. So yeah, yeah, thanks for coming along with me on this. Like I said, I'm gonna do, my next video is gonna be on little 8x8, because we'll have to probably cut an 8x8 part in half, like one sheet in half, and then use one sheet. But I'm gonna just design it with you, like thought processes and stuff like that. So yeah, I will see you tomorrow, I guess. All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed this little video, and we will talk to you soon. Bye. Oh, you know what? Before I go, and now that I already wibble wobbled the camera, I am going to give away this little one. So if you, you just have to be a subscriber. I have to be able to check it. And then, yep, it's open worldwide. So if you would like to enter the drawing, just comment on this video, and we will talk to you soon. All right, bye guys.